Some people with lots of money, they could easily get it, and they don't want it. And they don't want it because it costs something. It should be free. It's a strange, strange thing. Now, some of that money goes to the teacher who teaches you. And the teachers are full-time. And as Bobby said, wouldn't it be a beautiful world if the teachers of meditation, the ones that teach you how to dive within, experience self, pure consciousness, lead you to your full potential, enlightenment, wouldn't it be beautiful if they could live on that money? Now, the rest of the money goes to world peace. It doesn't go, like when we pay our taxes, to killing people in the name of peace. It goes to peace-creating groups who are trained in advanced techniques to enliven that field of consciousness, unity, enliven that in the world. And that's another whole thing we could talk about. What's the other question?
How is it different than
Oh, yeah. Now, the foundation is David Lynch Foundation for Consciousness-Based Education and World Peace is offering, we have to raise money to offer it to you for free, a scholarship. If you are interested in starting, or interested in knowing more about it, or interested in helping bring a person to their full potential, or bring peace to earth by enlivening this field of oneness, then let us know. No problem. And we'll try to raise the money.
Okay, so I can tell my parents that David Lynch said to pay for it.
Please tell your mom and dad that it would be so beautiful if they paid for that. Now, I paid for my son Riley and my son Austin and my daughter Jennifer. And I paid when I started. When I started, it was only $35. But it is a lot of money to me then. I didn't care. I really wanted it, and I've been doing it ever since. And my friend Charlie Lutz used to say around the center in LA, at least they'll meditate up to $2,500 worth. And it's the regular practice of diving within. It would be beautiful if you gained enlightenment overnight. But you dive in twice a day. Once in the morning, you're a meditator. You go and you dive in, and then you just go about your business and watch things get better. It's really beautiful. It's for the rest of your life.
Thanks. And I really like your movies, but at the end of them, I usually say, I don't get it.
You start meditating, pal.
Hi, my name's Rachel, and you've spoken of your paintings as being a process of action and reaction. And I was wondering how that process of action and reaction relates to transcendental meditation and to consciousness. And my other question is that at the center of a lot of your films and a lot of your paintings, you seem to put remains in the corpse in its place. And I'm wondering what about that interests you, in particular in your paintings where you have the actual decomposition happening on the canvas itself.
I like organic phenomenon, and I like earth things. I like things growing, and I like also the things, decaying. Why do I like that? I don't know. But it's a beautiful, beautiful texture to me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable textures. A factory in a field is almost more beautiful to me than just the field. Man and nature kind of working together. Even though it's very bad for the environment, it's a beautiful texture. I just like those things. And this action and reaction, how does that go? It's like a dance, and it's like you do something based on and it's the intuition going. It's this consciousness sort of flowing. You make an action, you see it, you react, you feel it, and it indicates the next action. And you react, you think, feel it, and it indicates the next thing. and it grows, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's the same in music. It's this note is going, and that one isn't working. It just goes to that one. You know, it just builds, and it goes like that.
Thank you.
And intuition does grow. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Chris. I'm a little confused. I don't know what consciousness really is, and I don't know why are we different, or are animals conscious, and what separates us from that, and if we're getting in tune when we meditate or with this unity, are animals already in tune? Have we lost this attunement and we're trying to get it back through meditation? So, yeah.
That's a bunch of beautiful questions. What was that first part of that question?
What's consciousness?
I was saying, if you have a golf ball size consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball size understanding. When you look out, a golf ball size awareness. When you wake up, a golf ball size wakefulness. And you'll have a golf ball size inner happiness. But when you expand it, more understanding, more awareness, more sense of self, self-awareness, bliss, wakefulness. And when you hear that enlightenment is wide awake, then you might think we're all sort of in trouble. Apparently there's many degrees of wakefulness, but wide awake in pure consciousness is the state of enlightenment. Wide awake, always with the self, waking, sleeping, and dreaming. Now, maybe Dr. John Hagelin can talk about the animals, because I'm not sure where they fall in this, but I think it's the human being that can, you know, unfold that supreme enlightenment. And we're built for it. We're built for that dive within. We're built to unfold it. I don't know why we have to do this process, but it's been throughout the ages. Many have gone before. Maharishi didn't make up this technique. It's an ancient technique for human beings to realize the full self, realize that, unfold it. And human beings have this promise. And on the way to enlightenment, things get better and better. And the enjoyment of doing goes. The way you appreciate things grows. How you get along with people grows better and better. And that's, you know, so beautiful when you're working. Now, I've heard that there's businesses, they had an article in the paper, businesses run on fear. Businesses run on fear. And I thought, if I ran my set on fear, I wouldn't get even 1% of what I get. No one would go the extra mile. But it's like a macho thing to run your business on fear. And people are in fear all day long. And when you fear a place, pretty soon you start to hate the place. And you hate to go to work. And that hate turns to anger. And then you're angry at your work. This is the reverse of that. You start unfolding all these positive things, the negative things start to recede. And if you have a set with this kind of atmosphere going, people go the extra mile. They start flying with ideas. They start helping out more. They start being with you and it's not against you. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Josh. I first got in love with Eraserhead in 8th grade because of an interview with John Waters saying that was his favorite movie. And I was wondering if there was a mutual respect you have with the work of John Waters, or if there are any other contemporary directors whose work you admire.
I've met John Waters many times, and I always make sure I thank him for that. Because when Eraserhead first opened in New York City, John Waters had a film opening. And I heard the story that when his film opened, he introduced it on stage, but instead of talking about his film, he said, all you all should go see Eraserhead. It was a very good thing. What was the other question?
Are there any particular directors, contemporary directors, that you admire?
I don't know so much about contemporary. I guess Paul Thomas Anderson, I'd say,